Everyone, PenguinCraftJr here, and we are back for another live stream. Sorry guys, I've been haven't been streaming for the past few days. So you know that ear infection thingamabobber the last time I streamed I was complaining about? Yeah, it was an ear infection. Uh, and it put me out of commission for a wee bit. Uh, so yeah, I guess I can go into that story. The fun, miserable thing that was that. And it's on its way out. It's still here. I still have it, but it's getting slightly better. Do have one person watching. How are you doing? But so yeah, I had an ear infection, and it was. I decided that I finally, after a long time, went to the minute clinic to get looked at. External ear infection was what they said. They gave me some ear drops. Started using that, and I don't know. I guess I felt a difference. I don't remember. But my dad said that it didn't look better. Uh, so what was that? Sunday? Yeah, Sunday I went to my uncle. And he's a doctor. And so he looked at my ear, said, yeah, what the medical clinic people said, they were right. They gave you the best stuff for your ear. The only thing I could do is give you this pill to take for 3 days. And so, yeah. But literally, Saturday, I was knocked out in bed the entire day, just laying there. Literally from, let's say, about 8:30 Friday to about 7:30 Saturday when I got up a little bit. But man, that was not fun. Also, I did see briefly someone joined. It's not showing up on my end if there's still 2 watchers, but for a brief moment showed 2 people were watching. So yeah, that wasn't fun. It's still on its way out, but it's gotten significantly better. Actually, it's not causing me that much problems when I sleep, though I'll probably still try to take some Tylenol before I go to bed, just to make sure I knock off any pain that there still is, kind of deal. But yeah, so unfortunately, I couldn't stream. I pretty much was given the order from my parents to just rest. Good call, but still, it's a bummer that I didn't get to stream on this long weekend. But yeah, feeling good is better. Well, is it better than streaming? I don't know. That's a hard call. But yeah, so I mean, a downside to the infection was me not feeling good. But good thing is, one, since my uncle's a doctor, I went to go see him, and I actually got to see my cousins on my mom's side. Got to hang out with them, only for like an hour or so before I had to go help my dad. My dad's still working on like doing stuff at my great grandmother's house. So like he just finished painting. And so him and I packed up a U-Haul and started moving that to storage. That kind of stuff. It looks like it'll be a few more trips before it's finished, kind of deal. Which, besides for the parts that it's manual labor and that if I go I'll be working, besides for that, an upside that I see is I can go to where my grandparents are. And this was actually something that I was thinking about the other night to mention in stream. But so, yeah, where my grandparents are, you know, they say home is where the heart is. That's what they say, right? Well, since family is part of the heart, you know, I see home with family. But also to that, I see, you know, ever since I was a little kid, it's like I would literally cry my heart out whenever I had to come back home from a trip via Disney or just a trip up to my grandparents' house. Whether that was for like a short little weekend or for extended period of time, like Thanksgiving break. No matter what, I was just really sad by that. Because for me, I guess how I processed it is at grandparents' house is literally everywhere else but home was routine. You wake up early, you go to school. You come back from school, you do schoolwork, and then you go to sleep. And then you repeat. And so that's kind of how I saw, you know, where I lived. Home. And so any times I got a break from the normal routine pattern, I loved it. So, yeah. And I guess that kind of mentality has still transferred over, even though it's kind of died off a little bit and not as harsh. It's still, I would rather kind of be where my family is. So, yeah. So, there might be a time or two that I get to go back up there before Thanksgiving. Downside is I'd be doing work. Moving stuff and that kind of stuff, you know. Not stuff that I would want to do. You know, I would want to hang out with cousins and kind of just relax, you know. But I mean, if I can go up to my family's and just even be at my family's, because like they'll get us takeout and that kind of stuff, and so you know, it's fun stuff. I get to eat a little bit more ice cream and sodas, that kind of stuff. But yeah. So, downside, I'd have to do work. Upside, being at my family's house, possibly can see both sets of cousins, that kind of stuff. So, I might try to do that if I get the opportunity. Even though I don't want to do the physical work aspect of it, gonna see family would, you know, still be good. And kind of still be worth it, you know. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. Yeah, it is a bummer, because got to miss out playing games with friends on stream. But, eh. I mean, I was going to stream at my grandparents' house. I was even able to bring a PlayStation. I was just conked out. And, yeah. It was not fun with the earache and all, but or ear infection, but yeah, that's what it is. So yeah. But yeah. I am, if you can't tell, I'm pretty tired still. And unfortunately, I have to go to school tomorrow. Not looking forward to that, because classes, ugh. But, I mean, technically, I could try to do the online version. So, for calculus is the class that would be tomorrow. It's a Tuesday-Thursday class. But the class is so big that the teacher had to split into 2 sections. So, Tuesday class and Thursday class. And so, if your Tuesday class, you do your tests and quizzes on Tuesday, you come in physically on Tuesday. And then, when it comes time to Thursday, you just watch the lecture online. And you don't have to do test or quizzes those days. So, and I mean, technically this week, if I wanted to, I don't have to go in, but next week I'm gonna have to go in because we have our first calculus test. Everyone say yippee! And when you say, make sure you do it extra sarcastically. Please. Because it's not really yippee, it's more, ah. I mean, it's calculus. What am I worried about, right? It's just calculus. It's over limits and that kind of stuff. It's not bad. It's relatively easy and easy starting stuff. Easy, and so tomorrow we will actually be learning new... Uh-oh. I did it again. I did the bad again. I did kill that dude though. That was pretty nice. But, yeah. You know. I don't really want to go to class tomorrow. I mean, literally like every kid ever, I don't want to go to class. But, you know. It's college, so it's worse. I say that primarily satire-ish. But, I mean, it's not that bad. It's let's see, I think we're gonna be doing derivative-based stuff tomorrow. Because that's kind of what we started going over last Thursday. With derivatives. And, you know, I don't think until, like, this calculus teacher talked about derivatives that I really understand, like, derivatives. Not derivatives, but the type of question thing, style of stuff. You know, where it's like the f of x plus h subtracted by f of x all divided by h. Like, I didn't really get... I mean, I think I at one point got it, but it just didn't... Like, really recently, it's just kind of stuck. Oh, that makes sense. And it's all about canceling as many h's out as possible so that you can plug it in and find it when it approaches 0. And it makes sense. Only now does it make sense. Because I might have gotten a question or two like that on like an SAT or something like that wrong. But yeah, you know how it is. But yeah, so I'm not gonna be doing a long stream tonight because class tomorrow. But still, I'll hopefully be able to stream this weekend. I don't think I have any major plans. And plus, with the doctor that prescribed stuff for my ear, it was only prescribed for a week. So a week from Friday, we'll stop the eardrops. So yay! And hopefully it goes away. If not, then uh-oh. But it should. And a bad part about it is it's not just the ear, because it's swollen, so it's making all like the tendons and muscles around it stiffer, and so it actually goes into like my neck and my jaw. And so literally like Friday, it was so bad, like I couldn't really eat. I did try to eat, and I got sick in my stomach. That was only that one night, though. I wasn't feeling well that day, so. But yeah. Fun times. Not really. I did not like that. So yeah, if you notice a slightly difference of me talking, me sounding slightly different, that could be it. Or it could just be the microphone is just a little bit further away from my face, because since I did pack everything to go to my grandparents' house, you know, I took the mic out of the headset. So it might not be positioned not correctly, but how it normally is positioned. So, yeah, it could be that. Or it could be that I'm trying to force or not use my left side of my jaw as much when speaking. So everything's kind of coming out of my left side is not moving as much. Or I'm trying to keep it from moving. Just so that I don't hurt or pull those like muscles and tendons or whatever. I hit him through the wall. Not with the pistol, of course, but... Hee hee! Me going hee hee being toxic. Little did I know. Someone was around the corner and you're out of your big gun ammo. Ow, no! Well, not out of the big gun ammo, just, you know, not in the magazine, or not fully loaded yet. I did hit him, though. We either need cap C or cap A. I almost hit him. Killed him. I hit him, but I almost killed him. Priorities. Goals. There we go. We'll go down the AC side, because I thought that people would go there. I was technically correct. But, okay, so... really, that wasn't a headshot kill. Because he dropped pretty fast, the person who I killed. Post-mortem sticky grenade. Ooh. No, he was going this way. Ooh. I mean, I started spraying lead at him, so that counts, right? Almost. Okay, so someone that... I mean, technically, I've not gotten the, essentially, go-ahead. The only person that is doing the go-ahead is me. So, you know, I just haven't executed it yet. But, so there's one event that's going to be within a decent distance for me that I can get to it fairly easily without much, like, hassled, without much issue I can get to it. And, you know, I did mention with my mom and my sister, who I tend to bounce ideas back with a lot more. And they said if I wanted to, that I should go for doing the 2 races within one day. And so the only thing now is to execute on that. Easier said than done, right? And it is. I should just not bursted right there. I should just held it down. But I think I can do it. So it's a 10K with 27 obstacles and a 20-pound backpack. I mean, technically, it's however many pounds I decide. So if I want to do 10 pounds, I could do 10 pounds. But I do not have a 10-pound ruck plate. I only have a 20-pound. So 20-pound it will be. The thing that I'll need to do is I'll need to go the distance a little bit, start doing more distance, just so that, you know, I'm not completely smoked by after the first race. But so if I if I do stuff like taking averages and stuff like that, and using sample data, or sample models of races to figure out what my end time will look like, I get it anywhere from an hour and a half to like 3 hours. And why is that such a huge gap, you may be asking? Because one was, let's say local obstacle course mud run, and the other was a name brand obstacle course mud run. And yes, they both are kind of different. So the kind of local one, while the terrain was really hilly, not fun. It was mostly like your like army crawling through I almost said blood. Army crawling through mud or something along, or wading through water or that kind of stuff. And since it was local, not name brand, and by name brand I'm meaning, like, you know, big time, there are hundreds of thousands of runners per race. Local, you know, there's not as much. So I mean, my heat, if I remember, was probably closer to maybe 30 people in my individual heat for this local mud run as my first mud run. So, you know, when I got to an obstacle, I normally was able to go up pretty quick. And plus, they were easy obstacles too. Like, okay, so you're going to be crawling through this tube, or jumping over this, or doing a small climb over this giant wooden wall. Something like that. Easy. Relatively easy stuff. And then, as the same distance... Oh, I got a voice call, or voice invite from Walker. Let me go into the corner or die. Okay, let me add him in. And so, you know, my second one was Spartan. If you don't know Spartan... Oop, wrong person. Spartan is a big time. One of the big, like, obstacle course race companies. Like, they're even on ESPN. I mean, it's not necessarily the main ESPN, it's like ESPN2. But they will, like, broadcast their big races of their, you know, professional runners. Their career runners. Hey, Walker, how are you doing?
Doing good. Just studying for tomorrow. I have two tests.
Oh, fun.
But both are in stuff that I should be able to do decent in. It's just like math and econ's not that bad. Yeah. Are you still at your grandparents?
What?
Are you
No.
still at your grandparents?
I came back. I got class tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, might ask my dad if I have to go into campus tomorrow. I don't have to. It's next week when I absolutely have to, because next week I have a test. But, I mean, technically...
If you can do digital.
I can do it digital. But, you know, let's just say I slept in last week, and I woke up before class, but I didn't wake up with enough time to, you know, drive over to campus. So... Sorry, you might have not just heard that because my controller shut off.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. I thought you just, like, pulled out your mic or something.
That was weird. But, so... I might have to go and... I don't have to, but, you know, last week I didn't because I accidentally slept in a little bit too late, so I couldn't drive to campus I was up with enough time, but, you know, if I drove to campus, I would be late for class. So I was on class with plenty of time, but I couldn't drive there. Or something along those lines. I forget what. So I might not necessarily need to go, but probably should go to class. Meet in person tomorrow. But, you know, maybe if I say, hey Dad, do you really think I have to? I mean, I am still finishing up this ear infection. So do I have to? I mean,
Technically, if you had COVID symptoms or have had COVID symptoms within a certain period of time, you're not supposed to go in.
It's not COVID, it's an ear infection.
Well, yeah, I know it's not COVID, but I'm just saying. Anyway. Yeah, maybe you'll be able to convince him not to go.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, what was I going to say? Oh yes, so about college, I talked about this earlier to you, the prospect of living on campus versus living in an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, first things first, I know you do not want to move out, but it might not be a bad thing just to research it a little bit and have a good understanding of what you want to do if you do have to move out.
Yeah, good point.
Because if you do have to move out, you don't want to like be 2 weeks. It's like, oh, I have 2 weeks to decide some pretty big important stuff.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, if you've seen one of the TikToks I posted in our meme channel today, if today is not, if tomorrow is not the due date, today is not the due day.
That's
Book
pretty
of
funny, actually.
procrastination, and then he cited some random numbers. It's like, wow, I can take that to heart. I don't think I want to use a sniper. I don't think I want to use a sniper optic on an LMG. Just seems a little too magnified for more closer combat build.
So, did I update you on the thing that I am doing with the military?
No, I don't believe you have.
Okay, so basically, the position that I am in is on Thursday I'll be accepting a scholarship that gives me 10 grand for housing, um, and then some other money for that covers tuition and books and stuff. And here's the thing, if I do not use whatever I don't use for housing, I get to keep. So technically, if I live at my house, I get to make 10 grand a school year, each school year.
Oh wow, that sounds nice.
It is, it's very nice. And that includes the school year. So I have that, but I still want to move out. And so I'm trying to find someone my sophomore year, because I was originally planning on moving out and trying to get into a dorm spring of 2021, but I don't think that's going to happen. But then again, you never know. Well, I'm going to play that by ear because it would be nice just to save the money. But at the same time, for sophomore year of 2020, yeah, of my sophomore year, I'm trying to find someone to room with because it's a heck of a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And so that is the position I'm in right now. Um, and so it all depends, of course, if you end up actually moving out and all that jazz. Um,
Oh, I should have executed that dude again. I already executed him once before. I remember that reptile, I think it's garter snake, sniper rifle that he has on his back. I should have executed him again. It's like, oh, you want to be in my town, do you? Well, I have the crow again. Yeah, even with an ear infection, it does not stop the crazy.
yeah, I'm surprised you're not asleep or something.
I mean, literally, that's all I did Saturday.
Hmm.
And I hated that. Because literally, like, once I kind of got up and left my bed, I mean, I was up, but I was, like, still laying in bed watching TV. I was watching the channel Freeform because all September long they're playing Disney movies on the weekends.
Yeah, because Freeform's owned by Disney. They are ABC. What ABC? They've taken from us. They've taken us from us ABC and given us Freeform, and I'm sad.
Yeah, I'm bummed too.
But
I liked
man,
ABC, but
I didn't really watch it that much anyway, so I'm not
I mean,
super bummed out. But it
Disney
was like,
movies.
oh man.
So I literally just laid in bed, and it wasn't until like later on that I decided to get up. And once I kind of towards the evening, I kind of was like, "What's that smell?" And apparently, my grandmother was on the back porch, and she had in the screened-in porch with the door open, and she was sitting out there, and someone nearby was like burning leaves, which is a really good smell. But it's also, it made me think of my sister because that's her favorite smell. She's told me that's her favorite smell, and so it's like, aw, I miss her.
That's sweet.
But so I was like, oh man, and I mean it's starting to become like spooky time and all that stuff, and so the weather's starting to get good, and like for me, I don't do the heat, especially in the south, because it's not just heat, it's literally you're standing in a swimming pool that's on a stove. Heat.
That is quite accurate.
Like, I've been to Arizona in the middle of July, and it felt actually quite good. I went to Sedona, Arizona, did some hiking and stuff out there, took a Grand Canyon tour, that kind of stuff. Uh, and, you know, it felt really good. 100-degree heat. And then I came back home. The second I stepped out of the airplane, and it was probably either, like, afternoon or sometime, I don't remember, maybe even morning, and I was like, oh, I'm swimming. I hated it. Like, literally,
Yeah.
it's like you're just breathing in water. It's it's fun. Not. So, but I mean, like the humidity is actually starting to drop a little bit, and so it's actually starting to feel good outside. And so I was like, ugh, I really hated that I stayed in bed the entire day. But yeah, so I've done my waiting. 12 years of it in Azkaban. Sorry, just had to quote Harry Potter real quick. I had to. That's all
Yeah.
Harry Potter
Well,
reference
it's Disney.
quotes.
Well, no, it's not Disney. It's Warner Brothers. They sort.
Yep.
They played a lot.
But I mean, literally, my first glasses were pretty much as close as Harry Potter glasses as I could get. And the only reason why I changed to these frames is, one, I like these frames. They're still very Harry Potter-esque. But they're not wireframes. I don't think I'll be going back to wireframes ever. I hate wireframes.
Okay.
They are so fragile. I mean, I was also probably, you know, not the best caretaker of them. You know, sleeping my glasses, that kind of stuff. Bending, so, like, they would bend regularly, that kind of stuff. But still, I can sleep in these glasses, and the worst that's happened to me is I lost a screw. On a trip, in a car, under the seat, so I could not get the screw back. If I got the screw back, I could have fixed it with a tiny screwdriver. But since I lost the screw underneath the seat of the car, or in the seat of the car, I could not get it back. And I could not fix it myself.
Why don't you just buy another screw?
It's a very particular screw, and it's not like a standardized screw, so I did get a glasses repair kit which had a little screwdriver, some small glasses screws of a few different sizes, but none that matched the exact height of my glasses. So, you know, I never got the perfect fit until, you know, after, you know, I lost my glasses to mud. And then I got the perfect fit because I had to buy a whole new frame and lenses and everything. Because the mud ate them. Well, actually, it wasn't the mud, it was someone's foot that kicked them off my face, and he didn't even know he did that. Fun times.
Yeah.
So, speaking of mud, would you want to help me campaign with some of our friends in our Discord server?
Perhaps.
Because I'm pretty sure Skittles and Sparrows have both kind of conveyed an interest. Skittles said that her only thing is her parents might not let her because of COVID season. Even though it's a mud run and that kind of stuff, so you're outdoor, she'll have to ask. And then Sparrow, she said, I'd be interested in doing that. So, you know, or she'd want to do that. She's like, I'm not a runner, that kind of stuff. And, I mean, I am going to be doing the race and blitz. And my estimated time is probably about 3 hours. And I can do it. Yeah, I mean, I'm literally towing the line. I think it's 4 hours tops I have from 8:30 to noon, actually before noon, so let's call it like 8:30 to 11:30 is my time frame. If I finish at noon, I will not be in line or in the starting crowd by launch of the one of the final heats of the day. You know?
Mm.
And then the only problem that comes from that is being in the final heat, then if you, like for example, at Spartan, it was if you do not make it to the Atlas carry, and then they said like sometime in the afternoon, like by 1 p.m., you're done. You're off the course. Because the Atlas carry and everything from the Atlas carry afterwards was relatively close to the starting area, and everything else kind of wasn't. So, you can make it to the Atlas carry, but if you made it too late, it's like one of those old cartoons where someone's performing on stage and they take a shepherd's crook and just grab him by the neck and yeet him off the stage.
Oh yeah.
So that would be my only concern in doing the blitz afterwards. It's then if we don't do it within a certain time. Because Savage Race is the natural timed race. Like, Tough Mudder is not. Tough Mudder, completion's completion. And with Tough Mudder, too, there's no medal. I like Tough Mudder, because their obstacles are fun and it's kind of all chill and stuff. But they don't have a medal. You do get a pretty cool headband, though. That's what everyone wants. Your first time running and you want a medal? Nah, you get a headband. But Tough Mudder is a really good race. I'm running again, but they're not having they're not coming back to our state. They're not coming back here this year. They were going to come back here, but COVID happened, and I'll have to look at their website, see if they last minute booked it for sometime this fall, but I doubt that. I hope, but I doubt. So, I think we should try a campaign for the people of the archery team.
Yeah, they might be able to do it.
I mean,
it's all a matter of time if they want to do it, and you probably have to get them to, like, I don't know.
Or at least the people, not really. It's only a 5K. And the obstacles, in Spartan, you fail an obstacle, you're supposed to do like 30 burpees. That's the Spartan thing to do. But with this, if you wanted not to do an obstacle, you could literally walk around it. So if like someone couldn't, like for example, I am most likely going to fail stuff like the Sawtooth, probably Piece of Queso. I'm doing the Savage Race. It's going to be within a month or so near me. I forget when. But, so, any of the obstacles where you're hanging over your head, where the bars are over your head and you're hanging and swinging from one bar to the next, those I will fail, without a doubt. And it's too soon for training. Like, all training I would be doing is literally going a 10K with a 20-pound rucksack or heavier, so that I'm slightly accustomed to the weight, so that, I don't flat out die, and that I know, okay, here's how my body will react to this after time. So literally all my training is just making sure I'm fine with the distance. And not just fine with the distance in the rucksack. Because distance-wise, yeah, I haven't been running regularly like I did when I was training for my marathon, even though I stopped a month short. Or 2 months short, or whatever. But we don't talk about that. But so, I haven't been running, so, I'm slightly off the running game. So I'm not gonna be as like adept at it, so it's probably gonna be fun. It'll be fun for sure. But I know I can finish it. You know, it's a bad thing that I've done the marathon, because now I know where my limits lie. I know that my body can go a marathon distance, so don't give up on me halfway through a marathon. Don't give up on me for a 10K. That's easy for... We've already done double that distance.
Technically, you can do anything if you train hard enough.
Eh, I mean... So, but my estimated finish time is about 3 hours for the race version. The only thing I haven't calculated for is with the 20-pound rucksack. So that's the only thing I haven't kind of accounted for. And so, but I'm gonna assume it's gonna be about 3.5 hours. And that's a 30 minutes per mile pace that I have to be going for. Which is easy. A pace that I like to keep is about 15 minutes per mile. But for a mud run, I'd probably be hitting about 20 minutes per mile. At the slowest. So, but yeah, I think that any of the archery team people, or like anyone at that went to the kind of beach day thing, I'm pretty sure that all those people could do it. Because I'm not racing for time, I'm racing to have fun and to go for the loyalty medal. That's what I'm aiming for. Fun and that loyalty medal on my finish. I'm not racing to be #1, and I'm not doing the Savage Pro where I race for money in a leaderboard position. No, I'm just running because I want to get a medal. And really, it's because I want to get that 3rd medal. Buy 2 medals, get 1 free. That's what I'm aiming for. Not quite the BOGO, but the... What would that be? You know what I mean?
Like 30% of the time, yes.
But I'm pretty sure that most of the people in our Discord, as long as they kind of keep pace with the group, that they won't be falling behind and they'll be able to finish. Kind of herd mentality, literally like a flock of birds. We go as slow as the slowest member. Or we go as fast as the slowest member. And then other times, we're literally carrying the slowest member on our back.
That's the mentality of the military.
Or actually what we could do is we could do the physical penguin mentality, which, you know, just sacrifice one of our friends to see if it's safe to go swimming. You know, that's what penguins actually do. They'll actually push off one of their own to see, are there any predators in the water? How about you check? No, I don't want to check. How about you check? Slaps back. Wee! Ah! I don't want to die! That's what penguins do. Or at least one branch of penguins. So, you know...
I know.
So, besides for... I'm not going to say team names just because, you know, you can be added to a team. So as long as you know the team name, you can get added to the team. But that's something that I'm going to need to figure out. For the Blitz, what do we name our team? I know I dropped a few name suggestions in the Igloo. Out of those suggestions, did you see one that you particularly liked or disliked? Particularly disliked. Oh.
So,
if you disliked any, then you could say, because it's probably going to be off the table. But
I don't really know, I don't have a preference because I don't know. So here's the thing. Right now, I am probably in better shape uh, than I have ever been in my entire life, and you can thank good old Uncle Sam for that. Um, yeah, basically, here's the thing. I am currently in uh, the ROTC program, and so we do PT every single morning. Of course, not today. Oh, every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, except not today because it was Memorial Day. And as such, we do push-ups, sit-ups, 2 mile runs, sprints, and other stuff like that every single morning. Um, and so I'm decently confident I could do that. And I just like running. I do it because it's relaxing. And so, I don't really have a large preference to, what it entails. I'm down for anything really. Um, yeah. And so I've got some reasonable stamina. Uh, and so, I'm down with any team. Oh, but did I tell you? So we have to learn the Soldier's Creed, which is like, uh, it's basically the Soldier's Creed. It's like something you say before certain things. Um, we had to learn it, but then some kid didn't learn it in my platoon, and so one of the instructors came up when he was like struggling because he was trying to say it, but he just didn't know it. Um, and so one of the instructors came up and she she goes, starts inhaling. He's like, "Cadet, do you smell that?" I says, "Do you smell that?" He says, "That right there smells like push-ups."
uh, oof, that's rough. Ouch. Yeah, that's rough. I think so. For another mud run race that I'm actually looking at, I think there's an obstacle that you need to know the Soldier's Creed for. I mean, they have the Soldier's Creed posted on it. It's like
But why do you
a,
need to know the Soldier's Creed if you're not a soldier?
I don't know. It's just some kind of creed that you have to read for an obstacle.
There you go.
It's
I'm an American soldier.
oh,
I'm
I
not really
haven't run
allowed to
it.
do it.
No, I've looked at it, but it's like it's a mud run and it said like built by Marines. So like it's intense. I don't think I can make a single circuit, and then there's a variant where you run multiple circuits of it. Yeah, I don't think I could survive it. But it was something that I was looking at. It was like called Bone Frog or something like that. And it's more of an obstacle course race than a mud run. It looked
Hmm.
interesting. I mean, I don't know if I would do it because I found at least 3, 4 other races that are yearly that are that I would want to do, but there are a few other races at different venues I would want to try. OCR mud run stuff. But yeah, I definitely think we should try to get a few of the squad, the bowmen, together. A few of the archers.
So, okay, so how hard is it to run a mud run?
Not that bad. I did my first one, which was a local mud run where my family lives. Uh, and by mud run, they literally meant it. Like literally, I could send you a picture. I think there might be one on Instagram somewhere where I'm literally head to toe covered in mud, like thick red mud, too. Uh, but then uh, other than that, um, so let's see. Let's see if I can remember this right. So Spartan is physically intensive, Tough Mudder is mentally intensive, and then Savage Race is pretty intensive on like upper body strengths, kind of. Even though I'm probably going to fail those, I'll give them a shot. But so, uh, I mean, they're not bad. Like Spartan, what they will literally do is they will literally have the race be one step ahead of you. So If it's not a hard obstacle, it's you're running up almost like a cliff face. Literally, I think there is one Spartan course that you literally climb a cargo net on the side of a cliff, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw someone's video of them doing that. But yeah, so most mud runs are gonna be, they're not bad. The only thing that's hard to account for me is the extra weight you put on with like water. Like, oh, now instead of going with sweat or dry clothes, slightly sweaty clothes or dry clothes, no, now your entire body is drenched after that obstacle until you can dry off just over time. Have fun moving forward. But, I mean, it's really not that bad. I mean, I'd almost say if I can do it, anyone can do it. I mean, I'm not that bold to say that. Because, I mean, while I'm not in best conditions, I'm also, not, you know, a Stay Puft Marshmallow. I can hold my own, I can hold my own in a fight kind of deal. Thank you, Taekwondo. So, I mean, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. I don't know, so... Ooh, I'm fading fast. I'm not used to staying up this late during the week.
Ah, yeah.
I'm probably gonna actually end up going to bed soon because I gotta wake up at 6 tomorrow. But before I go, so you said how many people from the archery team and who all from the archery team are you trying to get to go?
So Skittles and Sparrows, they've both said that they would be interested in it. Skittles said that her main thing is her parents might say no, might not let her because of COVID. And then Sparrow, I think Sparrow might say more. I think Sparrow would do it. It's just, I think Sparrow would do it. She said that she would want to do it, but other than that, she hasn't said entirely much. I mean, if I can get anyone to do it with me, I'll run it by myself. I'm perfectly fine with doing that.
Cool. I mean, I'd love to do it with you. It just depends on days and other stuff like that.
It'll be the last, like, one of the last Saturdays of the month.
This month?
I think, or it might be next month. I'll let you know in the Discord.
That would be much preferable.
But it'll be at the end of a month.
So,
like last Saturday of a month. I forget.
Yeah.
It's one of the next 3 months, I think.
I have every confidence in our team's ability to finish it.
Oh yeah, I do too.
But at the same time, you gotta train if you're gonna make a decent time. Like, I mean,
the thing is, I will have already done the 10K version with the rucksack on. I'm gonna be tired. While in total it'll only be 9 miles. 6 of those miles was with a 20-pound rucksack with water added onto it. So, you know, my main thing is with the Blitz, which is the 5K version, I am not focused on time. I'm just focusing about first getting to the Blitz start line. That is my key thing, and then after that, just making it to the finish. If I can finish, I don't care if it took me 1 hour or 80. If I finish, I finish, and that's fine with me. Because, I mean, essentially, you can also say it like this. I want to make sure I set the bar low, so that, you know, in consecutive years, I have something to strive to beat. So that, you know, this year I did it in 4 hours. Next year, let me see if I can get it down to 3. You know?
see.
So I'm not aiming to break the course record. And I will be highly motivating the team. I'm not aiming to break the course record, and so the team might only go as slow as, or as fast as the slowest person. And since I'm not breaking any records, I'm not gonna be forcing everyone to go past their limit. If your limit is 18 miles an hour, minutes a mile, words, uh, then that's fine. If your is 10 minutes per mile, then you're going to be slowing down with 18 minutes per mile, unless you want to do the course on your own. But if you're signing up with a team, you can sign up on your own, but if you want to do it with a team, then kind of go and try our best to stay as close as a group as we can. It's like, I'm not going to be forcing people to run faster than they can handle. So, I mean, I have full faith in our... even within our Discord, or server, anyone within that server, I'm pretty sure... Not pretty sure. I know that if they started on the course, that they would be able to finish. I have full faith that anyone in that server could finish it.
Call me a skeptic or a pessimist, but I don't know. Maybe I'm overestimating how much this course is and how hard this course is.
It's only 3 miles, and I mean,
but obstacle courses, like, I mean, is it like I'm envisioning like American Ninja Warrior?
Oh no. It's so there's only 15 to 20 obstacles in 3 miles. So
it's still what? Okay, hold on. Let me break out the calculator.
So essentially, that's 5 obstacles per mile, or a little over 5 per mile, and some of the obstacles are
like 100 feet.
Maybe. But then, of course, there are going to be some sections where it's kind of like, okay, you have several obstacles back to back because they're kind of similar obstacles or whatever. So, I mean, some are going to be a simple get over this low wall. That's an obstacle. Like, vault over this low wall, or get into this river of water and kind of walk, like, 100 meters or something like that. And one is... Oh... Except for Tough Mudder, I haven't... No. Okay, fine. Okay, except for the local one. Every OCR that I've done, Obstacle Force Race or Mud Run, that I've done, they've been an obstacle where you've had to lift a heavier obstacle. So, in Spartan, it was the sandbag carry and the bucket carry. Which were about 40 pounds, maybe? Each. And then in Tough Mudder, it was carrying like roughly a 2x4 or something like that. And in this race, depending on the obstacles that they give, there will also be a carry a piece of 2x4 for a little loot. So, and then other than that, it's there are going to be some swinging-based obstacles, which, honestly, I might attempt, even if my attempt is going to be, like, not even 2 seconds on the bar. Or I might just flat out, after doing it a second, doing the course again, I might just flat out not do it. And just kind of say, you know what, I tried it on my first go-round, I'm going to walk this time. So, and I mean... That's what I'm going to say to anyone who runs with us. You know, there's no penalty for skipping the obstacle. If you don't think you can do it, and you don't even want to try, then you can go ahead, walk around the obstacle. Will you wait for us, though? Or...
You and I have very different views on races.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I also...
Okay.
I know what I can handle, and I know that I don't do well on hanging obstacles, so I set a lower limit for myself. Okay, I will give the hanging obstacles an attempt, even though that attempt is probably only going to be a few seconds holding the bar, not even transitioning from one bar to the next. So I'm probably going to lose grip right there. And then I'm going to say, okay, there's my attempt, I'm going to walk on. So I know myself, and that's kind of where... Not necessarily draw the line, but it's like, okay, I'm going to give it my all, even if my all is just a few seconds on the bar, as long as I try. And then, like, I mean, if you want to, you could go do Spartan, and Yeah, if you fail an obstacle, that's 30 burpees. In total, at
So,
Spartan, I did 50. I should have been doing 150 because I said I was in a non-competitive heat, and so they're more relaxed on their rules, and so no one's enforcing. Oh, you failed the obstacles, do the 30 burpees. So no
you
one
have
was
to do 30
enforcing
burpees
it.
and then do the obstacle again.
At Spartan, I don't think so. But do you really want to waste a whole lot more time trying an obstacle again, failing, and then having to do 30 more burpees?
Well, I mean, if you didn't
But
complete the obstacle, then,
I mean,
okay, yeah.
for
Okay,
so
this is
like
where your opinion and my opinion differ. For
yeah,
me,
I
if
mean,
you
I'm
are
a
not
really laid
the
back. It's like, okay,
obstacle,
here are the rules. It's like, okay, I don't have to do an obstacle. I won't.
if you are not on the brink of vomiting and throwing up and collapsing from exhaustion by the end of your race, and you are not sweating and drenched in sweat, you did not try hard enough. Um, for me, okay,
Oh, I
so
mean, I'll be
this
sweating
is,
from any race I do. It's just
well,
the heat
yeah,
alone.
but how much did you push yourself? That's the key. So, okay, so
And
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
I will be pushing myself on these races. I mean, for
yes,
speed wise, it's like I'm not going to push any of the people doing it with us. And I mean, technically, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing for me to even try to invite people to do something with me. Like I was like, you know
um,
what? Think I want to actually try to do something with a group. So I mean,
I'll try to do it
I've
with
tried
you.
doing that multiple times. I've tried saying, "Hey guys, I think we should do this," and within minutes of me posting it, I've like, "Nope, nope, back out, abort, abort, abort." And so
Well,
this one I'm actually, I'm holding the like little what would it the string of the kite, letting it soar up into the air before I yank it back down. So I'll probably yank it down a little bit later, but
don't yank it down a little bit. Just keep it up. Don't worry about it. But more importantly, I am all for doing it with you as long as I don't have anything else going on. Um, I don't know what that weekend entails. My birthday is sometime toward the end of the month. Um,
oh,
so I don't
happy
know if
early birthday.
I don't know if my family's doing anything. But let's do it. So okay, so here's my prerogative. And maybe it's just kind of, I don't know. For me, if I'm trying to do something, I want to make sure I'm really, really good at it. And so much so that I tend to over-prepare. Like for instance, did I tell you how I got stuck with being a fly boy for the ROTC?
Said you mentioned something about credits
Yes.
or some kind of thing like that.
Guideline. Its technical term is the guideline, but basically I was given it. And that's because I heavily overestimated how good a shape we needed to be in. So at one point during the summer, I was running I was running 2 miles every single day and doing push-ups at a 2 mile run because that's what the Army APFT is standard for. Um, and for me, if I am not in the top group, or if I am not one of the first people to finish our run at the end of each PT session, it was not a good day. Because I don't know, that's just my prerogative. I'm not super competitive either. I'm not super uptight. I'm actually a pretty laid back person. But I don't know, something about that, just like when I'm by myself, I can't run that fast. And when I'm by myself, I can't do that many push-ups. But if I have other people watching me, or if I have other people that I'm running alongside with, I can go a heck of a lot faster and a heck of a lot farther than just basically anyone else, just because it's like, it's part of like just kind of getting caught up in the moment. And that's how it was in, in the PT training as well. It's like, I thought, oh crap, I'm gonna die on this run. I didn't realize we were gonna have to run that fast. And then I ran it, and I was just like practically sprinting it through it. But, yeah. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get off in like 8 minutes or so.
Okay. I'm probably gonna need get off relatively soon too. I gotta do
See.
eardrops in my ear before bed.
Oh yeah, I really hope you get better soon. I don't know. I'm glad
Oh
we
yeah,
just like.
it's made a huge process for recovery. it feels so much better now. There's not a whole lot of pressure in my ears. There's still some, and still discomfort in my ear and a little bit like in my jaw. But I mean, it's making leaps and bounds. And plus, my uncle actually, my uncle's a doctor, and
Oh,
so
cool.
I, on my mom's side, so I went. Since I was in town, I actually went to see him, because like my dad said, that doesn't look any better. So I went to see him, and I also just reconfirmed the diagnosis, which was an external ear infection, and the medicine that the medical clinic gave me was the kind of right stuff, the best stuff you could be using for the ear infection. So I was doing everything that I could, and so he just described me an antibiotic pill to take for 3 days, and that should just help it even more, and it has. So tomorrow will be the last day of the pill, and I'll have a few more days left for the ear drops. But yeah, it's made so much progress. It feels so much better.
That's good.
And
So
technically, it's categorized. Its common name is like swimmer's ear.
yeah, yeah, I've heard that. So, before I do get off, this is pertaining to living on or off campus and that jazz. So I know it's like a lot of the stuff is still up in the air, and you don't really know a lot of stuff, and you probably don't want to move out. But that being said, moving out and doing that takes a rather large amount of preparation and consideration. And so I would heavily advise you do some research into it
Mm-hmm.
and just give it some thought, and also give some thought about your price range and how much you're willing slash able to spend. Like, is your dad covering half of your living on campus?
I think my dad would be.
Okay,
If
cool.
it's kind of the semesterly bill for tuition, that kind of stuff, then I think he is covering half.
Oh, cool. So yeah, that'd be cool. So, it's just like it's stuff like that you gotta kind of think about. And obviously, you don't know a lot of stuff about it, but yeah. I mean, anyway, that's just I am thinking about uh, living situations far too advanced, because if you wait too long, you might end up getting gouged or not having a place to stay.
Yeah.
So, and of course we have time. We have time, but just kind of putting it on your radar.
Yep.
Uh,
I'll definitely. It's on my radar. I'll try to look into it.
are you
For
going to
sure.
be on sometime during the week this week?
Probably not streaming, but
Yeah.
I'll try being Discord. I mean, I really have a problem. I check Discord too often.
Yeah.
Like, I literally watch maybe 20 minutes of a video. Ooh, Discord. 20 minutes of video. Discord. A few TikToks. Discord. So, I mean, you could say that's a wee bit of a problem. So,
Mm,
I'm always checking the cord if... And, I mean, really, uh, and, like, I keep kind of where I'm... Kind of my, the page I constantly look at is, like, one of the spam channels, because no one talks in there. And so anytime that something new is said within one of the other servers, I will keep the notification, and so I can go to it and it'll bring me to the top of the notification kind of stuff. Bigger Toast, what's your Discord? It's actually not my Discord. It's a Discord that I'm on with my friends.
I'm on the
I need to make like a Penguin official Discord.
Okay, so there's a guy that I've been following on YouTube. Uh, Dang it, it's some sort of art channel. It's called, let's see, Chroma MoMA, which I'm assuming means something else in a different language because the guy's Asian. Um, but he speaks English. He speaks English, and he has a Discord. And I don't know. You can find it like in one of the descriptions of his videos. Uh, but I'm on that, and it's pretty cool because it's like a bunch of artists, and you can like get advice from art and other stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. And that's the one that I'm a part of. So if you want to join Discord, um, a really cool Discord. That's one. I don't know like the name of it, and I don't know the link to it and anything. But if you go to one of his videos and go into the description, you can find a link to it.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
Speaking of stuff in Asia, I think I informed you that I was going to be going to, well, I'm trying to go to Korea for a summer.
I do remember you telling me that.
Yeah, part of me is a little bit irritated because they don't have a Latin America. Okay, so not irritated. I'm in a interesting situation. I have, and there's two different study abroad programs. There's Project Go, which is just for ROTC members. If you're in the army or in the military, this is just for you. Project Go, and they only allow study abroad programs over the summer in Russia, Japan, China, and Korea. So those are the four languages that you can learn: Mandarin, Russian, Chinese, or Japanese. Oh, wait, or Korean. Sorry. Um, and growing up, I have only learned Spanish and English, and so it's like I really kind of wanted to study abroad in a Spanish-speaking country so I could further my Spanish, and I think I would just be able to function better than if I just kind of started from scratch. But at the same time, I think it would be cooler to go to a crazier place like Korea, since I'm kind of already familiar with Spanish culture and Latin American culture.
Yeah, you want to experience a different culture. You've learned
Exactly.
about the Latin American culture, and now you want to go learn and experience a different culture. I
Yeah,
mean, that
and
makes
I go to a
sense.
Hispanic church, so it's kind of like, I'm already doing this stuff every single week. You know, I'm already, I don't know. I think it would be cooler to go to something like that, but at the same time, it's like I already know so much Spanish, and I've sunk so much time into speaking Spanish and learning how to speak Spanish, and it's kind of like, dang, I already did this, and I don't know. But at the same time, if I join the military, Korean might be a better language to know than Spanish, since the U.S. military is not really involved in any Spanish-speaking countries, unless you, of course, count Puerto Rico, but that's territory, not a country. And yeah, whereas it is heavily involved in places like Korea and Japan, um, and so on and so forth, but Korean is not an easy language to learn,
Um,
and I would have to take Korean this summer. And so, I don't know. I think it'll be cool. I'm just gonna like pray for wisdom and figure out what to do, and hopefully try and figure out what I should do and get some input and advice. But I do have that, and I'm really hoping I can go to Korea for the summer of my sophomore year. Not this coming summer, but next summer, to clarify.
well, that does sound cool.
And they would also pay me to go to Korea. And if I ever wanted to get stationed in Korea, it would help to say I already been to Korea and I know some Korean, and so it would be awesome.
Yeah,
But at the
that
same
would
time,
be a good opportunity for you.
it would. But nobody really, we don't live near any places that have a heavy Korean population. Like I know a couple of places near here, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. We have a much larger, and this is true for America as a whole, we have a much larger Hispanic population than anything else. Um, and that is probably to the fact that we're bordering Latin America. So, makes sense. But still, it's like, I don't know, it'd just be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you. I'm gonna log off now because I gotta get to bed, and I have to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So yeah. Alright.
Yep. See you, man.
Later.
It was fun talking. See you around. I am actually probably going to follow suit. Probably two more games. This game and one other, just because. I just now said my intention for it, so you know, not this game, but the next, and hopefully it's a win. If not, then I might try to stretch out one more game. I don't know. Um, but I am getting tired, and I'm still fighting off an ear infection kind of deal. Um, and I need to go to sleep. Got school in the morning. Yada yada yada. But yeah. Uh, but yeah, it was fun talking with him. Oh, excuse me, I'm so tired right now, I guess. I really didn't do that much today. Well, I actually did a lot more a lot earlier than I thought I would. We went to the U-Haul the other day, like Sunday, to move some of the stuff at my great-grandma's house from her house to a U-Haul storage, then be, like, sold or whatever. I'm not sure what my grandmother's doing with the stuff, but, you know, she is currently moving it into the storage instead of her house because she stalls because her house already has a lot of my great grandmother's stuff. So, and yeah, we had to return that U-Haul at 9, and so, and we did not empty it out the day before. We did not empty it out on Sunday, yesterday, because you know I was like, oh, I still have a few assignments left to do that I didn't do, and so we went home. I did finish those assignments. Hooray, hooray! They weren't terrible, not fun, and now that I know how to do one, one assignment I already knew. It's just writing 150 words twice. It wasn't that. And then the other one was doing case study information organizers. Yay! I mean, to be honest, it wasn't that bad. You find a, and then you have to find a case study on it. So, for example, one of mine, the one that I did was gene editing with CRISPR, or using CRISPR. And so, that was my topic, so I had to find a source for the information, and I found one. And, I mean, literally, it gave me all the information I needed to know. It literally had 3 stakeholders, and I only need 2. And a stakeholder is someone who has interest within a case study. So, like, for example, the 3 stakeholders were patients, physicians, and parents. And in the specific case study, it was gene editing on people with sickle cell disease. And it wasn't like actual stuff being done. It's like, okay, ooh, that's not good. Notification just came up saying internet quality stuff. So yeah, it might be sooner than I would have liked during the stream. But so, you know, it's like, would you be willing to participate in a study using CRISPR, that kind of stuff, and how does it affect you, and that kind of stuff similar to that, along those lines. And so, I mean, literally I just did the easiest one I could find, and I used patience as the number 1, and that I spend the most time on because, you know, it was the first case study organizer section I was ever doing, so I had no clue what I was doing, so, you know, it took me a lot longer to do it. And then finally, once I did that, I practically just copy and pasted what I said for the patients over to the physicians, because it was pretty much the same. But literally, the website that I found for this case study, which I found it through like scholarly Google, so like scholarly.google.com or whatever, pretty much it just filters out a lot of non-scholarly stuff. And so, I mean, if you can find on there, it's most likely more scholarly. And like, I mean, at the end of the thing I had was all of its resources. And so, I mean, I literally had it made. So, and so I was like, okay, I need to do this. Well, it describes perfectly right here why they don't want to do it. That would be their risks. And then, so, I mean, after, I mean, it took me at least an hour or so to figure out what I was doing. And then, but for the second one, it was practically copy and paste. So that didn't take me that long. Still some unique words I had to put in here and there. So I didn't quite copy and paste it. I changed up wording and that kind of stuff. But since it's doctors and patients, doctors are going to share similar, would most likely share similar ideals with the patients themselves. Like, I mean, how does it benefit a patient? Well, the patient would cure the patient. How would it benefit the physician? Well, if the case study went through, then, you know, the doctors get to cure people, but also if they're the people who discover it, they get renown. Like, they get their name known because I did this research and now I have a way to cure this disease, a genetic disease. So, you know, I was doing, it wasn't that bad. But so, yeah, we didn't unload the truck. So that's where I was going with all that. Fun. So, and what was that little side comment? Because I was like, why was I talking about my homework that I did last night? And it's because I said that I had to do homework after, and so we didn't go deposit. This might be the last game, by the way. And so, since I had homework, I think no matter what, we wouldn't have deposited that night. I think we would have just gone home no matter what. But I think maybe because I had some homework to do, it allowed us to not go home, or to go home and not unload it. So yeah, we had to wake up early in the morning to then go to a U-Haul, or not, a self-storage facility, to then store a lot of boxes and furniture and stuff like that. Which, the U-Haul storage was on the 3rd floor. Like, we probably took about, let's say close to 12 trips with a dolly. Yeah, it was a lot of stuff we were moving. So, yeah. But we managed to get the U-Haul, return the U-Haul truck in time. So that's all good. And so, then like relatively after we got back, I mean, I had breakfast and that kind of stuff. But then my dad and I headed back home. And you know what? I was actually really bummed to go back home. Even though literally I was sick, or unconscious for a full, not necessarily unconscious, but, you know, out of commission for a full day because of my ear infection. I mean, that one day was pretty relaxing. I mean, I hated just doing nothing but laying in bed, but relaxing nonetheless. But, you know, I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to get back to the good old routine of wake up for school, do school, go to sleep. And literally, with how COVID is, that is pretty much my exact schedule. I wake up for school. I spend the entire day working. I get about 2 hours. Besides for the fact that I don't work the entire day and that I procrastinate here and there and I lollygag and I get distracted, watch videos on my phone for an hour or so at a time, or not necessarily an hour or so, but I watch about an hour or so of videos in the middle of the day. I watch a good heap of TikToks throughout the day, scroll through Instagram a good hundreds of dozens of times. So, I mean, technically, if I put the pedal to the metal and put the gear to the grindstone, I could probably get all that I want to do done within a few hours. But, you know, since I don't use my time as efficiently as I could, I work on it all day. And, I mean, I'm also not working on one subject a day. I'm working on a bit of this subject, and then I'll do a bit of this subject. So, you know, I'm hitting multiple subjects at once. So I'm knocking a little bit out of each subject that I have to do every day that I work. So, you know, but I'm working a lot. I mean, so, and then, so I'm qualifying that as my working section, even though I'm not working as efficiently as I could, that kind of stuff. It is still me working. But, you know, I then get probably, after I shower and stuff, I then play video games for about 2 hours before bedtime, and then try to go to sleep. And then repeat every single day of the week. So, you know, I mean, it's now saying that it's pretty clear why to see I was bummed, because it was a break from the routine. Even though I was sick, which I hated being sick, it was a good break from the routine, and I miss it. And I mean, I also miss seeing my family, and that's kind of what makes it a break from the routine. I gotta see my family, and I gotta relax a bit. Even though I was technically working some of the days, I was relaxing. So, yeah. I mean, it could be worse. I could have all class lectures within a day, and, you know, actually have to go to class, sit in a lecture hall, then come back and do work. So, I mean, if you think about it, it could be worse. So because of the whole COVID, it's a whole lot better. But still, you know. So I've been just holding down fire would kill him. He did not. But yeah. So I am already planning on going up to my grandparents' house for a full week at Thanksgiving, which should not affect the streams. I'll bring my PlayStation up. I'll stream during my time at my grandparents' house. Though stream, the internet is not the same as it is here, so you know, it's weaker. So I don't know how that will play into things. Besides for maybe some part 1s and part 2s of streams. Other than that, it's going to play out probably the same. How did I kill you when you had to jump on me? I almost died, and I killed you. And I'm a terrible shot. My fellow soldiers will tell you I'm a terrible shot. Sorry, I had to quote that. Wait a second, I'm not sorry that I quoted that. I should have quoted it sooner. Sorry about that hiccup. But yeah, you know, let's see, it's going into week 4, right? Yes, it's going into week 4, so actually for one of my classes, I just have 3 more weeks. Well, one class is only a 3-week course kind of deal. So, it's not a long class. Did I pass someone on the stairwell? I feel like I did pass a human on the stairwell that I jumped over and he didn't turn back to try to kill me. Good thing I was kind of locked from doing an action because I was healing, because I almost threw my syntax when I didn't need to. Whoa, they back up. Okay, let's start capping. No one's near us. They're probably towards B. Cruise missile, let's go prone. Drops this probably B or C. Almost a double kill. I think the second person that I could have killed died before I could have killed him. But yeah, that was actually last round because victory, and I did say before this match and at the beginning of this match, last round, so hooray! But unfortunately, it is last match, and I do have to end the stream. It is a bummer, but I mean, it's what it is, right? Probably you'll be seeing from me next Thursday, maybe next Friday, maybe next Thursday. It all depends on my schedule. But since I have no class, all that depends is, can I get my work done? Is my work done? Yes, then stream. If not, then see if you can work a little bit more. But I mean, probably working or probably streaming would actually be fine. I'll check in with myself at the end of the week. Say, can I stream? Yes or no, and then go from there. So, if you don't see me Thursday, you'll see me Friday. As long as I don't get sick and can't. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe. And to stay up to date with what I do, please ring that notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, take it easy.